it's Joy with a Sandy Wonder. I plan to show you my first attempt at doing winter sowing with Ziploc bags. I love gardening, as you know, and Sarah harvested some seeds from last year, plus I bought some heirloom seeds on Amazon. So just hang out with me as we learn together, and it should be fun. So I brought some totes in from the garage where I plan to take the bags, the Ziploc bags or the private label Ziploc bags, fill them with wet dirt, put the seeds in. You do need to poke holes on the bottom, and then I plan to put them outside. And then hopefully in 8 weeks they start to sprout and we can get them in the ground and have some amazing gardens for fairly cheap. So with that, I will start with grabbing the bags. So I have the bags. When I looked at some other YouTubes, they said to get some with the deep bottoms, but these are the ones I have. So I think I'm gonna take about 5 and then cut 5 together. And again, I'm not a very precise person. I like to kind of, not wing it, but not put too much extra time into stuff. So I'm gonna just cut holes, slits on the bags. And the reason you wanna do this is so they drain. And so each bag has holes. And then I'm going to do, I don't know, this seed pack I got on Amazon has 24 native habitat heirloom seeds. I don't think I'm gonna do all of them because I don't wanna do grasses. And then separately, Sarah last fall harvested a ton of seeds and she wants to keep some for spring planting. So I'm gonna do the alum. Alum are such a fun, pretty flower, and they're pretty hardy, but I'm curious what happens when we do it with seeds. So I'm going to, I don't know, we have 25 seeds. I should do 25 bags. All right, so I have 5 so far. 4, 5. Cut some more holes. Hoping this works. You know, when you look at other inspiration on TikTok and YouTube, you know, everyone either use milk cartons or bags or cups. And we don't drink milk here, so we don't have any milk cartons. One of the tips on YouTube was to go to Starbucks and they will give you their milk cartons. But guess what? We live in the country and we don't have a Starbucks. We do have a Caribou. So maybe if this isn't the best, we can get milk cartons. But I've done milk cartons, I don't know, 20 years ago. And I don't know, was kind of messy and cumbersome. Plus then what do you do with the milk cartons? I guess you can put them in recycling. So now I have 5, 10, 15. So this will be 20. And maybe I'm doing the holes too big. Maybe I'm doing the holes too small. No idea. Kind of part of the process. Yeah. So I'm gonna keep going through the bags. So bear with me. And then I have to dump my previously frozen soil into this tote. So I'm gonna dump the soil into this tote, and then you need to get it wet. And then after that, you need to put a clump of dirt into each of these bags. I'm gonna do a couple extra, because why not? You need to put the clump into the bag, put the seeds in per the direction, and then seal the bag up to a little spot and then put them in these totes. Remember I have these totes? And I'm going to put the totes into onto the deck. So bear with me as I go through the next steps. And here's some cool bulbs. Sarah said to wait to plant these bulbs until spring, which is perfect for me. So I'm going to take this previously opened dirt bag from another project. Oh God. Put it into the tote. Make a mess. I'm good at making messes. Right? And I don't know, like this one is Miracle Grow Moisture Control Potted Mix. When I looked at all of the different TikToks on this and YouTubes, everyone had a different opinion. Some said don't use Miracle Grow. Others said use, actually this is kind of wet, but it's not clumpy. Others say mix peat moss. So I'm gonna take the simplest option and not do all that extra stuff. So maybe it's a mistake, maybe it's not. I'm gonna add water. So if you can see my little sprayer. Actually you can't see my sprayer. I'm gonna spray some water in here, make some mud. Too bad I'm little kids, they would love this. And it is nicely sticking together in clumps, which is great. Hopefully I don't get too much. Of course it's a mess. So we love messes. So I got the water in the tote, right? And then I'm just gonna grab a hand towel because I don't like dirt all over my hands. So I'm gonna grab this hand towel. Ugh. All right, so let's try this out. So we have the 24 native habitat heirloom seeds, okay? Let's open it. I don't know, supposedly heirloom seeds are original. I got this on Amazon, I don't know, $25. Maybe it was a ripoff. Oh, cute. There's all the little seed packets. A lot of these I'm not familiar with. When I searched on Amazon, it did ask for zone 4. So we have New England asters, the first one. Good growing zones, 3 through 8. Does say cold stratify. Sarah said when you cold stratify so that just means you get them wet, you put them in the cold, and then for about 8 weeks, which is basically what we're doing by putting them outside. So showy native perennial and vibrant pink flowers, deer resistant, which is great. Plant height 3 to 6. Directions. Direct sow outdoors in late fall or early spring, cold stratify 4 to 6 weeks by mixing with moist sand and refrigerated. So we don't have sand, we have dirt. Sow on the soil surface. All right, well that makes it easy. All right, so first one, New England aster. I don't know if any of you have had New England aster. We do have some aster plants here that Sarah did take the seeds from, and I love them. Aster blooms like super late. Bees love them. I do have some. All right, so this is me in the dirt. You do need to like make a clump of dirt and then put them in the bag. I don't know how precise we're gonna be here. I'm gonna do 3 clumps of dirt, I guess, per bag. And then we're going to open our seeds, right? So we have New England aster. Sprinkle them in here. Whee! It's kind of fun. I'm going to just put this label in there. I'm sure the moisture will take care of that. And of course I'm not fully prepared, but I'm winging this and figuring this out. I do have Sharpies everywhere. Sharpie is one of my favorite tools. I am going to write New England aster on this. and zip it up. And then they said to leave a little hole on the edge so it gets air. Okay, so it's got a little hole in the edge. And we have bag number 1 done. So check it out. We got the tote, bag number 1, kind of exciting. So see, it's not a big deal. If I had little kids here, it might be a fun, messy job to do with little kids. So we have, what was it, 3 scoops of dirt. 1, 2, 3. I think we get 5 with 2. And now we're gonna go to the next one. All right, we're gonna cut this. Bergamot. Cut dried seeds heads and let them dry. Separate, store, and cool. Well, that's saving seeds. Instructions. Direct sell outdoors. Sow on surface. Another surface. We like that. All right, I'm gonna put the label inside, and then we're gonna pour the seeds in. Okay, and then we're gonna write bergamot. Bag 2. I'm trying to figure out the most ideal way to do this. Black Eye Susan. Cool Stratify. I think it's all on the soil surface. So I am going to put this box somewhere else because I will take a bag without the holes on the bottom. I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna do 2 handfuls. 2. Alright. Okay. Got lots of dirt. And this is a black-eyed Susan. Love the seeds. Okay. Maybe I should write this on the bag when it's not dirt on there. Black Eye Susan. See if anyone can read my writing. Thanks for watching my YouTube on learning how to plant winter seeds. It's called winter sowing. You can see, you know, behind me, I have them out on the deck now. And that, you know, those little bags serve as a greenhouse. So hopefully as the weeks transpire, it gets warmer and warmer and warmer, and you'll see those little seeds start to sprout. And in the spring, we can get them out, get them into the ground, and watch them fully bloom. So thanks a lot, and have a good day. Bye.